Grand Architect of the universe, called by many names, speaking through many voices and in all tongues, we humbly seek your guidance, protection, and grace for all who serve or have served in our military. We ask for your blessing upon them and for unity within our nation, that we may honor their sacrifices and work together toward peace and strength. We are eternally grateful for those who have answered the call to protect and defend our freedoms. For their selfless sacrifice, we give our heartfelt thanks. The weight of duty on behalf of our country is immense, and today we honor those who bear that weight while sacrificing their comfort, their safety, and their very lives to ensure the freedom and security of others. We salute you. Today we honor the courage, dedication, and selflessness of those who have served, those who protect us now, and those who will serve in the future. Their commitment is a profound display of honor and love of country, and their sacrifices often go unspoken but are deeply felt. We recognize that the sacrifices made by our military throughout history bind us together as one people. Their unwavering commitment to duty, often at great personal cost, strengthens the very fabric of our republic and ensures that our values continue to lead us toward the light in a complex and turbulent world. We lift up in prayer those who remain unaccounted for and those who returned still carrying the weight of their service. May they find peace and comfort, and may we, as a nation, never forget the true cost of their sacrifices. In closing, we ask that you continue to guide all who serve with wisdom and strength, that they may honorably pursue a future of peace, security, and unity for all. May their selflessness inspire us to live in ways that honor their sacrifices, uniting us as one nation, indivisible. Amen.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kim Goff-Cruz, Secretary and Vice President for University Life, and I'm so delighted to join you all here today as we honor our veterans. Before we begin, I would like to thank the Yale Police Department Color Guard for presenting the colors, thank you, and to acknowledge the Quinnipiac people who have stewarded through generations the land on which we stand. It is my honor to be here with so many students, staff, and faculty, and alumni who have served our country. Thank you for your service and your selfless dedication. All of you so generously contribute to our campus community. I'm so glad that you have chosen to bring your skills, talents, and experiences to Yale. Whether you spend most of your time in a classroom, lab, or library, or in an office, a residential college, a workshop, grounds, or elsewhere on campus, you contribute to Yale's excellence. Veterans undertake a notably wide array of roles across the university. As students, mentors, teachers, and colleagues, your perspectives and skills enrich our community. You personify the ethos of military service, leadership, resilience, sacrifice, and commitment to our country in any kind of weather. One critical skill you have in common is the ability to work effectively as part of a team to accomplish a mission. You know how to collaborate with others across differences to achieve a shared purpose. You know that we all must work together and learn from one another if we want to build a stronger, more resilient, and interconnected community at Yale. Our community, our entire community, is stronger because you are here. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce President Mari McGinnis. See, the sun just came out.
Well, thank you, Kim, and good afternoon, everyone, on this blustery, cold, feels like first day of winter for all of us. It is an honor to join you today. And seeing all these peaked caps and precisely creased slacks and polished low-quarter shoes reminds me that our university educates not just prodigies of scholarship, but also prodigies of service. Indeed, the impulse of patriotism has been felt on this campus since our nation's founding. At the opening of the American Revolution, half of the officers in Connecticut's militia had graduated from Yale. And for decades afterwards, Yale diplomas were dated not with the year according to the Gregorian calendar, but with the year since American independence. Our university measured time according to the triumph of democracy and the founding of our nation. The first officer to be killed in the Civil War was a Yale graduate, and during the First World War, Yale students became some of the earliest naval aviators. In the sequel to that conflict, 2 decades later, nearly 19,000 of our alumni fought to secure freedom against the onrush of dictatorship. And since we're in view of Woodbridge Hall, I'm also recalling that one of my predecessors even took up arms against tyranny. 246 years ago, a Commodore in the Royal Navy named Sir George Collier called New Haven parent and nurse of rebellion. So he joined with Major General William Tyron to raid our city. Neftali Daggett, who served as the president of Yale for 11 years, dashed out on a black horse to meet the invaders with his shotgun. Now, I can't claim that kind of firsthand experience with gunpowder and bayonets, but I can understand what motivated him. It's something I witnessed in the members of the military that I knew when I was growing up. I'm the daughter of a judge advocate general. My father finished his active duty service before I was born, but he served in the reserves until I was about 10 years old. And many of my summer vacations consisted of traveling with him to Arnold Air Force Base in Tullahoma, Tennessee, for him to complete his annual service. And on those hot days in the visiting quarters and back at home at Knoxville, he made sure I appreciated not only the letter of the law, but also the spirit of the law, as well as the spirit of service and the very real sacrifice that it requires. He didn't hand down pronouncements from the bench of fatherhood. Instead, he asked me questions about my ideas and asked me questions about those questions, guiding me to see the connections between one's individual actions and the impact on one's community. I still admire that generous rigor that helped me see the connection and moved me from self to community in my observations. And I've recognized it in the military programs at every institution where I've taught, especially here at Yale. I'm proud to say that we're educating more than 100 undergraduates in the Reserve Officers Training Corps, alongside 58 veterans in Yale College, as well as 150 additional veterans in our graduate and professional schools. We also employ over 200 veterans, and among our living alumni, we can count 10,000 veterans. And so, these 3 traditions, the university's history of service, my own family's history of service, and the Yale community's ongoing service in the present, combine to inspire me with nothing less than profound gratitude for every service member, including all of you here with us this morning. Thank you. I want to tell one last story that I think expresses the spirit of this place and this day. The cenotaph and the colonnade behind me were, at the time of their construction, part of the largest memorial in the nation to the dead of the First World War. On that war's terrifying battlefields, poisonous gases that smelled like horseradish and musty hay were let loose across miles of trenches and blistered and suffocated some 90,000 soldiers. This catastrophe prompted the United States Army to recruit 2 of this university's professors to lead the Yale Chemical Warfare Unit. They investigated the chemistry of mustard gas and they developed therapies for damaged lungs choked with fluid. Then, 16 years after the armistice was signed in a railway car in a forest in northern France, something remarkable happened in a farmhouse outside a village in northern Ontario. A woman gave birth to 5 identical daughters. In the known history of the world, they were the first quintuplets ever to survive infancy, and they were kept alive in incubators by a mixture of gases that had been refined at Yale, that had followed from the research of that chemical warfare unit in the fatal trenches of a fractured Europe. The work that had been begun, encircled by death, had now opened the way for life. Universities, like veterans, are in service to the future, in service to all. We are in service to hope. Now, it is my honor to introduce this morning's student veteran speaker. He served in the Air Force for 10 years, saw deployment to 5 different countries, and was honored with commendation medals from both the Air Force and the Army. He is currently a senior in Yale College, majoring in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology with the ambition of attending medical school. Please welcome Thomas Gio.
All right, now the hard part. All right, good afternoon, everyone. I would like to begin by acknowledging and thanking President McGinnis, Vice President Goff-Cruz, Provost Strobel, Dean Lewis, Dean Sodi, Colonel Hermes, Chaplain Saltiel, Assistant Chief Narcisse, and all active duty, reserve, National Guard, ROTC, and veteran supporters here today. I'd also like to thank my wife, Emily, for making the time to be here. It is an honor to stand before you today and share what Veterans Day means to me. I enlisted in the Air Force at 17 years old, just before graduating high school. At that time, I was a young man searching for direction, and I knew that college wasn't for me, at least not then. I played football and baseball, loved being part of a team and the camaraderie that came with them. And if I'm honest, I enjoyed being the class clown who could always get a laugh, even if my timing was off. But as graduation from high school approached, I began to feel an uncertainty about my future. I did not know what was next, and I was afraid of drifting without purpose. I thought the military would give me adventure and challenge, which it did. But greater than that, it gave me structure, brotherhood, and a chance to serve something greater than myself. My first year and a half in the Air Force was all training, physically exhausting, mentally demanding, and worlds away from the laid-back life I had known. But through it, I learned discipline and how to follow before I ever tried to lead. People like then Staff Sergeant Chris Primo helped shape my younger self into someone who could be trusted to be part of a team. I had always thought I understood teamwork from playing sports, but in the military, teamwork wasn't a concept, it was survival. I spent most of my career at Fort Carson in Colorado Springs, where the meaning of community deepened for me. Whether it was training in small groups or deploying overseas, our team became our entire world and our family. We depended on one another, not only to complete the mission, but to stay grounded and to stay sane. The community of brotherhood wasn't just something we belonged to. It was something we lived and built day after day through trust, shared sacrifice, and the understanding that none of us would be left behind. Leaving the military was harder than I expected. For nearly a decade, I had clear purpose and a community that understood me completely. Taking off the uniform, I felt like I was leaving my family behind. I traded the certainty of mission for the uncertainty of what came next. When I began college, I struggled to find that same sense of belonging. Sitting in classrooms, I often felt out of place. I was older, quieter, and carrying experiences that did not always translate. While I was excited about pursuing medicine and the opportunity to serve again in a different way, doing homework and studying didn't feel as impactful or as important as coordinating airstrikes and protecting my team. I missed the sense of immediacy, the feeling that what I did each day mattered in a tangible way. It took time, but I eventually found new forms of purpose. I joined veterans organizations, began tutoring, and volunteered in my community. Those moments of helping a classmate, mentoring another veteran, and being part of something larger than myself again brought back the same fulfillment I once found in the military. They reminded me that service doesn't depend on a uniform, it depends on commitment. At Yale, I have come to see my role as a bridge between two worlds, one military and one academic. I help other veterans navigate the transition that I once struggled through, and I've learned from my classmates in return. Yale has given me the chance to continue serving, not through force, but through understanding. When I think about Veterans Day, I think about sacrifice. The physical and emotional sacrifices of those who serve, and the quiet sacrifices of the families who love them. Over my 10 years in the Air Force, I missed weddings, holidays, my sister's college graduation, and my grandfather's passing. Those moments, while small in the grand scope of service, are the kind of sacrifices that accumulate over time. Fortunately, I never carried them alone. My family, my wife, my mother, father, sister, aunts, and uncles were with me every step of the way, and their support never wavered. Their strength reminded me what I was fighting for. To me, Veterans Day is not just a time to look back on what has been given, but to look forward to what we can continue to give. Veterans have a responsibility to hold themselves to a higher standard, just like we did in uniform. Whether you served in combat or never left home soil, we were all trained to lead. That responsibility doesn't end when our service does. It's on us to build strong communities, to take care of one another, and to continue serving, veteran or not. To those who have not served, I hope today offers a window into our world. I hope it reminds you that the bond between veterans and civilians is not one of separation, but one of partnership. Without the families, friends, professors, and supporters who stand behind us, there would be nothing for us to serve. Veterans Day is a day to remember the sacrifices made for our country, but it's also a day to remember that service is a shared effort. It's a bridge between those who served, those who supported them, and those who carry forward the freedoms we fought to protect. My time in the Air Force taught me how to lead, but my time in these communities, military and civilian alike, taught me why we lead. To lift others, to serve others, and to remind one another that we are stronger together. Thank you.
Honor guard, attend. Harry, host. Wait, two.
The university recognizes outstanding contributions to our veteran community with the Veterans Day Tribute Award. This year, it is my honor to present the award to two faculty members, Michael Fotos and Marla Jiha. Through their contributions to the Warrior Scholars Project, Michael and Marla have helped veterans find a bridge from military service to higher education. The Warrior Scholars Project is a national nonprofit co-founded by 3 Yale undergraduates or graduates to prepare enlisted veterans and transitioning service members in their pursuit of higher education, whether at Yale or other institutions. Central to that program are 1-week academic boot camps at Yale and other universities around the country. Both Michael and Marla are instrumental in this program. Michael is a lecturer in political science and the director of undergraduate studies for environmental studies. He is the national board chair of the Warrior Scholar Project. In 2012, Michael was a founding faculty volunteer of the first Warrior Scholar Project boot camp at Yale, helping to lay the foundation for an educational program that has prepared over 3,000 enlisted veterans for success at top-tier colleges and universities. He continues to lead the humanities cohort and drive overall programming for Yale's boot camp today. He also created opportunities through his innovative teaching. He has taken students from his political science seminar on exchange visits to the U.S. Military Academy at West Point and the U.S. Naval War College at Newport. And he has hosted West Point cadets and a War College president and faculty at Yale. These exchange visits foster a unique connection between the institutions and the individuals. Michael has also advised Yale student veterans and other students enrolled in the Eli Whitney Students Program. Today, we celebrate Michael's dedication to the educational and personal growth of military veterans and students. Thank you, Michael. Marla Jiha is a professor in the astronomy and physics departments. She is a board member of the Warrior Scholar Project and leads the STEM portion of the academic programs, the boot camps at Yale. In 2018, Marla was named a Howard Hughes Medical Institute professor, and she received a grant to establish a first-of-its-kind program, the Research Experience for Veteran and Undergraduates, also known as REVIEW. It's a review program at Yale, which brings veteran college students from across the nation to Yale each summer for a 9-week immersion in scientific research, helping them translate the knowledge and skills gained in military service to career pathways in STEM fields. She has also played a key role in the collaboration between the Air Force ROTC and the Jackson School of Global Affairs for the new course, The Space Domain and Global Security. Marla's classes on the physics of outer space and space exploration help students grasp the technical and scientific aspects of the space domain. So today we celebrate Marla's dedication to supporting student veterans, cadets, and midshipmen in their educational journeys. Thank you, Marla. Now, the Yale Brass Ensemble was going to perform the anthems of, in this order, I believe, the Coast Guard, Space Force, Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, and Army. So veterans, if you're able, please stand during your anthem so that we can acknowledge you.
May we go forth this day from this space of profound commitment and sacrifice with grateful hearts and open spirits. May we carry with us the stories of those who served with compassion and faithfulness. And may these stories deepen our own sense of responsibility and help this world flourish. May we be grateful for the service and commitment of our veterans and their families. Let us never forget all that they have done to bravely protect freedom and human rights. From the moment our veterans choose to serve, they embrace the life forever changed. May we be mindful that a veteran's life is rooted in the pride and promise of liberation and justice, coupled with the ever-present possibility of danger and alienation. These truths exist in tension and hold a longing for the deep peace to revive our weary worlds. As we honor our veterans and seek to grow closer to this deep peace, may we embody a peace born of wisdom and understanding, a peace nurtured through compassion and mercy, a peace strengthened by courage and steadfast commitment. And may we be blessed this day and every day by the shimmering light and wind of the one known by many names, our God who creates, sustains, and embraces all humanity. And may we say, Amen.
So this concludes our today's ceremony, and thank you all very much for joining us. I want to extend special thanks to our planning committee, to our ceremony participants, of course, and to Tom Duffy and the Yale School of Music Brass Ensemble, who always makes it such a special event. Thank you all. And a heartfelt thanks again to our veterans and our active duty service members, and to all of those who care and support them. Remember that all of our veterans are invited to join us at 5 p.m. this evening for a reception at the Yale Law School. And so as we return to classes, work, and the daily activities of very busy lives, may it be with renewed senses of gratitude for those who have taken oaths to protect and serve. We are so proud to have you as part of the Yale community. Thank you all, and have a good day.